So, testing. So we're back in T-Pose Am Jesus Christ, and I'm trying to get some of these last tasks done around the Sea of Galilee before I head to Jerusalem. Well, this is interesting. I could follow the river all the way down. There is a location here in Samaria, but it's got nothing of interest there. Yeah, So, let's see, I could fast travel here, take care of these, then go to Tabor, and then follow the river down. So I think that's what I'll do. So, back to Nazareth. Let's see. So we've got a sermon scrolls carriage. So take a left. I think it's up here. No. It's over here. There's no entrance there.
Do you know when the next caravan arrives? I need some supplies from the merchants.
No, sorry. What's that noise?
Did you see the new carpenter shop?
Okay. That ladder does not look like it would hold anything. Maybe a child? Maybe? Is that a trough for animals?
No man from our family has ever stood before the Sanhedrin.
Yeah, that's great.
Two people were arguing fiercely at the garden.
At the time of Jesus, Torah scrolls were highly revered and often large and cumbersome to carry. To facilitate their transport, especially for longer distances, special carts were sometimes used. These carts were designed to protect the sacred text during travel and were typically simple in construction. They were primarily used by scholars and religious leaders who needed to bring the scrolls to various synagogues or teaching locations.
The people grew quiet as he came forward.
What was that?
Some came
Rabboni?
to listen. Some came to judge. Others only wanted to see the man they had heard about. Then Jesus stepped up, looked at the crowd, and began to teach. Whoever hears my words and keeps them in the heart is like a wise man who built his house not on soft ground, but on rock. The rains came, the rivers rose, the winds struck with force. Yet the house did not fall, because its foundation was strong. But whoever hears and does not act is like a foolish man who built his house on sand. For a time it seemed fair and strong, but when the trial came, it could not stand. So it is with man. It is not the word alone that saves, but the word made living indeed. Not the one who speaks of truth is righteous, but the one who lives by it. Therefore examine yourselves. On what does your heart stand? On the rock of obedience, or on the sand of appearances? For the hour of trial comes to every man.
So that looks like Titus basically attacking the whole Jewish establishment and the temple, because the temple fell thanks to Titus and his legions. But the Roman Flavians erected a temple of peace, and he's saying that basically Jewish obedience to the Torah is hypocrisy, and that Roman values are somehow more pure, and that's why the house built upon those Roman values, either the Temple of Peace that the Roman Flavians erected or Christianity itself, is superior and would last longer than the temple in Jerusalem. So it's just more evidence that this literature was not written by any early Jewish messianic movement, but rather the Roman Flavians. Like, we can take a look. I doubt it's still standing. Is the Roman Flavian Temple of Peace still standing? No, the Roman Flavian Temple of Peace, the Templum Passus in Rome, is not still standing in its original complete form, but substantial ruins and archaeological remains are still visible today, destroyed by fire in 192 AD, so it didn't stand for very long, and damaged during the 410 AD sack of Rome. Parts of the complex were later converted, such as the Church of Santi Cosma and Damiano, which saved segments of the structure. Situated near the Roman Forum, partly hidden underneath the Via del Fori Imperiali and adjacent to the Basilica of Maxentius. The remaining partially excavated structures mostly stem from the 3rd century reconstruction by Septimius Severus. Visitors can see remnants of the large marble-floored hall, which was part of the library, and portions of the original walls. Fragments of the Forma Urbis Romae, the massive marble map of ancient Rome, were found in the southern corner of the site. Today the site is an active archaeological area located off the Via del Fori Imperiali. I'm going to take a cough drop, try to clear up some of this congestion that's, let's see, so this is what it looks like today. So it didn't exactly stand either. But the the Roman Flavian invention of Christianity is still standing. You could say that, at least in a, albeit in a perverted form. So back to this. I also wanted to point out that when Jesus is portrayed as saying, "Let him who hath ears," or they who hath ears, let them hear, and they who hath eyes, let them see. This seems to be a Roman Flavian exhortation to the reader to wake up. Like, the Roman Flavians are practically begging the readers to realize that the myth of Christianity, the Christian myth about Jesus, is actually referring to the Roman Flavians.
We should repair the fence before the animals stray too far from the village.
Because the sayings and symbolism and events happening really seem to beg the reader to wake up. So, where are we headed now? Are we done here? No, we got more. There's a miracle doing about face. I got 24,350 subs now. So I need to take a left at this stairway. I should get slap that Roman in the back of the helmet. That'd be fun. Oh, that's better. Cough drop is helping. You know, it's really impressive the amount of
Did you see the new carpenter shop?
artistry that has gone into these settings, and it's not really interactive most of the time. It's just there for show. Just a setting.
Many people have attempted to write about the things that have taken place among us. Reports of these things were handed down to us. There were people who saw these things for themselves from the beginning. They saw them and then passed the word on. With this in mind, I myself have carefully looked into everything from the beginning. So I also decided to write down an orderly report of exactly what happened. I am doing this for you. I want you to know that the things you have been taught are true.
Interesting. So the way they interpreted Theophilus, which means God lover,
How is your family doing these days?
they're just fine. Thanks for asking. The way they interpreted God lover, Theophilus, was that the God lover is not a person, a proper name rather, but actually the reader of the so-called Gospel of Luke. Interesting. I've never heard that interpretation before. Ooh. God.
Oh, Lord, I am rotting while still alive. And even my closest kin have cast me out of my home as one who is cursed.
Oh my gosh, this is going to take forever. Hold still. Press and press to heal, right? Hold still. I'd rather have some blue gloves on if I'm gonna do this, but Is that it? Oh, not done yet.
My skin is healthy. I am returning home now to my loved ones.
Yeah, I'd recommend maybe some vitamin E, some vitamin D. Yeah, get some more sun. Okay. So I think we're done here. But, this is Nain. So we've got to head kind of in this direction.
My spirit is weary, though my steps are steady.
There's a cool breeze coming from the mountain.
Can I hop over this? Maybe if I get on this. Nope, can't go that way. I do want to point something out. reminds me, I want to see something. Let's see. That's in the Middle Ages. What's this? Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. I just, for a long time I've done beta testing in games and or provided feedback and suggestions for improvement, and one thing that bugs me is when I see anachronisms in a game, like things that are out of their time period, whether it's words or objects. To take a left over this way, looks like. Oh, maybe a bit more this way. Oh wow, look at this. I wonder if you can really go down there, or whether that's a skybox. That's 690 faith points. Isn't there a widow of Nain here? Pharisee is supposed to be off to the right.
Even the wind seemed to pause when he prayed.
The riverbank is a great place to rest.
Feel like teasing your brain with a challenge that might have tested even a Pharisee. Which city was destroyed after its walls fell at the sound of the Israelites' trumpets?
Jericho.
Absolutely. Are you up for an intellectual challenge? Perhaps one posed by a Pharisee? Which prophet was taken to heaven in a chariot of fire?
Elijah.
Right answer. Would you like to solve an intriguing mental puzzle? What river did the Israelites cross to enter the Promised Land?
Jordan, wasn't it?
That's right. There is no riddle greater than the light you carry. I yield.
Good Shepherd gathered 25,000 followers. It says I have 24,950. I'm just 50 short. Must be rounding up. Got 780 faith points. Okay, so now Miracle of the Healing is off to the left.
I was running from a Roman patrol, but I stumbled so unluckily, and in the end, they caught me.
Hold still.
My hands are strong again. I can finally return to work.
Take a right. Now take a left.
The people grew quiet as he came forward. Some came to listen, some came to judge. Others only wanted to see the man they had heard about. Then Jesus stepped up, looked at the crowd, and began to teach. Keep yourselves ready, and keep your lamps burning. Be like servants waiting for their master to return, so that when he comes and knocks, they are ready to open the door at once. Blessed are those servants whom the master finds awake and faithful. Many people live as if there will always be more time. They delay what is good. They delay truth. They delay peace with one another. But you do not know when the hour will come. So be watchful, be ready in heart, be ready to forgive. Be ready to do what is right. Blessed is the man who is found faithful when his Lord comes. For the one who walks in truth does not fear that day.
This is like military officer and inferior soldier or lower ranking
They say
soldier.
Pilate sent more men to Jerusalem. Unrest is near.
That's what that language is all about. It's You got to be alert, on guard, so when the officer or the guard comes, then you're not found shirking your duties. So let's see. Oh, I haven't actually. Yeah, this is Nain, so I haven't actually made it to Tavor yet. So looks like I can keep heading in this direction to get there. I gotta find a way out of here. I guess through this gate.
Greetings.
Thomas, what's Thomas doing here? That's it? So this should take me to Tavor. Look at that view, man. That's impressive. Yep, still following the road. I'm gonna break with decorum. I'm gonna do a little running. wonder if it's possible just to go up this way. Ooh. I missed that. Did it say Tavor? Where are the... Is this future DLC? Where are the houses? There's nothing here, it's just Mount Tavor. If I point left... Wow. So, okay, so, let's see, I could head down to the left, down to the river, and see if I could take the Jordan all the way to Jerusalem. Whoops. Nope. Ignore. What was that button? Was that... How do I get out of that? It's the miracles menu. Input. Auto run. Auto run. Crouch. Why do you need to crouch in this game? Interact. Miracles panel is Q. Divine vision is left alt. There we go. Oh, I use faith points. I use up faith points when in divine vision mode. See, I can just gain them back by just praying. Heading down to the river. I wonder if I'm going to hit an invisible wall here. Nope, there's the river. So let's see, we have to go all the way to Bethany. Let's see. Go AFK for a second. So I guess you won't meet anyone fishing along the Jordan. Assuming there are fish in the Jordan, I'm not sure. I think there were tilapia in the Jordan River. Let me see. Yes, tilapia are native to and found in the Jordan River system. Oops. Yeah. This is out of the way, so there's less proofreading, I guess you could call it, of assets to see whether they're levitating off the ground or not. There's not much reason to go out here. Let me see one thing. I'm going to see were the Ain Gedi and Qumran communities alive in 30 AD? Yes, both Qumran and Ain Gedi were actively inhabited and functioning in 30 AD. When did Herod renovate Masada? Renovated and expanded Masada between 37 and 31 BC. So then... Oh, also, Samaritan temple in Samaria in 30 AD. Mount Gerizim temple. There was no functioning Samaritan temple on Mount Gerizim. The temple was destroyed in 110 by Hasmonean ruler John Hyrcanus. Despite its destruction, the site remained the central sacred location for Samaritan worship and sacrifices during the 1st century AD. Mount Gerizim. Oh, did I post this in the wrong place? Damn it. Wrong game. Oh, we're in Samaria now. We're getting there. What is that? So around Jerusalem, they just make this the climactic place. It doesn't seem very mountainous the way they've got it, the map annotated. It should be, but and you don't seem to have wadis going out towards the east. But and then Bethlehem is supposed to be nearby, but it's not on the map. So it seems like they're just making this the climax of the story. Isn't it curious, though, how they've got all of this modeled when there's nothing happening out here? There's no one fishing, there are no story events other than the baptism by John the Baptist. Seems like a lot of effort put into without providing much of a payoff. Oh, this is the first time I've seen a rock blocking the path along the shore here. Well, that's... I wonder if this says my... whatever. I was reading that the cleansing of the temple in John happens in John chapter 2, so it happens earlier in the Gospel of John, whereas the cleansing of the temple in the other three Gospels happens towards the end of those Gospels. Oh, that's interesting. We're still in Samaria. I wonder if this portrays the negative elevation of like, does this even portray the Dead Sea? Or is the Dead Sea farther than Bethany? Yes, Dead Sea is farther south than Bethany, beyond the Jordan. It would be great is if they took this whole map and turned it into an MMO. Yeah, we're almost to Judea now. Oh, I could just hold down pray and it keeps boosting up my faith points. Well, it looks like 780 is my max right now. Yeah. There should be an achievement for walking the whole way to Jerusalem. Why did I lose some... I lost some faith points there. What happened? If I pause the screen? No. I was thinking if you pause the screen, maybe you lose faith points. I probably should save, though. Almost to Judea. Ooh, starting to get rocky. Yeah, we're starting to get some Judean hills now. I wonder if this is even possible. Almost there. It's probably those trees right there. Those don't look like palms. A bit of a frame hitch there. There's still people here, but John's not baptizing anymore. I think in the Gospels, wasn't he thrown into prison at one point? So we traveled by way of the Jordan. Now we can head west to Jerusalem. At least this we can take a straight line. What are we doing? Look at that. About halfway there. Now, this is depicted like dunes, and I'm not sure that that's accurate. This area. Can you imagine trying to do this without an icon and compass headings? Really, they need to get rid of those compass headings. They should just have general northwest, northeast, south, and west. But like, imagine trying to find Jerusalem running for such long distances through just dunes. Like, here. I know from the map east of Jerusalem, I mean, they kind of do look like dunes, but it's probably more like weathered hills, but look at that. What is that? Is that an old Roman fortress? Abu Tabak? Kirbat? Abu Tabak? Look at these. These are all over the place. Is that a mine? Looks kind of like an old Roman chariot race theater. Look at this. Another one. What is that? That's Nahal Qumran? What is this one? What are these? What are these? They look like question marks. Then it gets down into the Dead Sea. Here's here's Qumran, right at the edge.